Yeah. All right. So I'm reviewing my videos. Oh, first of all, disclaimer. This is all for entertainment purposes only. So, anything that I'm saying, I could be wrong. So do your own research, You know what I'm saying? So anything that I'm saying could be wrong, and everything. And this is just for entertainment purposes only. That's it. That's all. So anyway, I'm just kind of reviewing my chaotic videos here. But I'm very interested in this conspiracy stuff. And what I guess that my question is, who are the victims of the conspiracy? Whatever conspiracy, we can go down the list of all the conspiracies. Is that really necessary? I'm just going to refer to it as the great conspiracy. So who are the innocent victims of the conspiracy? Because I'm telling you, based off of what I've seen since 2015 up until now, observing it more than your average person, all this talk on YouTube and BitChute and Odyssey and Rumble on all this conspiracy, the overall repetitive message is that the general overall message is that the working and middle class are all innocent victims of the evil conspiracy by the ruling elite. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So you're telling me that I'm wrong. Okay, hey, like I said in my disclaimer, any and everything that I say, I could be wrong. Based off of the amount, all this observing I've done of all this talk about all these conspiracies from 2015 up until now on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute, the overall takeaway that has been a repetitive messaging over and over and over and over again and again all this time is that the working and middle class are all innocent victims of this conspiracy, the great conspiracy. So now I'm hearing you say, you're wrong, angry hobo. That is not the message. That is not, I don't know what you're watching. Well, I'm watching, your favorite, Richie from Boston, True Stream Media, Crow House, the usual suspects, all these great channels. They're just fucking awesome. And even the political is the same. All of you people that claim you're against political commentary, well, I'm telling you, it's the same message with the political commentary. Sticks, Hex, and Hammer, V, Mark Dice, on and on. It's the same thing, is that the innocent victims are the working and middle class, are the innocent victims of whatever political intrigue and conspiracy is going on. It's the working and middle class that are the victims of it. Same as Richie from Boston. Only Richie from Boston he's supposedly anti-political, but even though he's anti-political, he's saying the same thing. That the working and middle class are the innocent victims of the evil Illuminati conspiracy. And then Mark Dice and Sticks, Hex, and Hammer and V and all those guys, they're all saying the same thing, only from a political viewpoint. That all the working and middle class are all victims of, the regime or whatever, right? Okay? And then what the funny thing is that this is the very tagline that every career politician has used throughout time immemorial. It's the middle and working class that are not getting enough attention, and so the government is going to, Joe Biden or George Bush or Trump or Kamala, whoever it is gonna do something to get more, because it's the working and middle class that are suffering, that really need, more stuff, more Gibbs, or whatever you want to call it. It's the same. This is what I'm saying. When you talk about there's some alternative media, where? They're all saying the exact same thing. And so I can hear you. See, I'm psychic. I can read your mind. And so I can hear you saying, well, you're wrong, Angry Hobo. That's not the message. The message isn't that the middle class and the working class are the innocent victims of the great conspiracy. Okay, I'm wrong. Well, this is what I'm trying to find out. Like, well, why don't you tell me what the message is if I'm wrong? Because I'm not wrong. I mean, unless somebody can show me where I'm wrong, but nobody ever will, because that is the message. That is the message. See, here's the deal. There's no point in trying to convince, for example, the upper class that they're victims of a great conspiracy, because the upper class enjoys the benefits that they receive from the beast system. So there is no target audience, for the most part, in for true stream media, for example, to try to reach the upper class. Why? Because they're benefiting from the beast system, right? And there's no point in trying to reach the underclass because they don't have no money to give true stream media, So true stream media doesn't care about the underclass. The true stream media doesn't care about the upper class. And also because the true stream media isn't in the big club. If true stream media was in the big club, they might change their tune, And if true stream media was in the underclass, if they just all of a sudden the economy crashed in that neck of the woods and they became homeless, well, then they'd start to see, wow, there's a great injustice going on the streets out here. These homeless people are being tortured out here. Then see, their tune would change. But see, they're not. They're like middle working class people. They get like a middle/working class income. And how did they get this income? By doing true stream media videos, right? But their target audience isn't the upper class. It's not. Everybody knows that. And the target audience isn't the lower classes or the underclass. That's not their target audience at all. And if you should know this, I mean, if you're like really paying attention, you'll realize they never talk about lower class issues like, poverty and homelessness. They never do. Or 0.001% of the time they might. So it's obvious their niche is the working and middle class, and that's their audience. And so if they're making money off of doing their channel, it's because they have an audience. And so do you think if their income is coming from that channel that they're going to be criticizing their own audience? Of course they're not going to criticize their own audience. You're a fool to believe that, yes, they're so honest and truthful that if the truth were that important, they would criticize their own audience. No, they wouldn't, because their audience is where they're getting their money, their 5 figures or 6 figures a year from their stupid channel. And what is the overall message of their stupid channel? Is that their audience are all innocent victims of the great conspiracy. And Richie from Boston's channel functions exactly the same target audience, the same message. All of Richie's audience, generally speaking, are all innocent victims of the great conspiracy. Same thing. And they all love it. That's why they go there. They love it. Crowhouse is the same. His audience is the middle and working class. And he tells the middle and the working class in all his different creative ways of saying it, that his Crowhouse's audience are all innocent victims of the evil great conspiracy. And this is just it's just a program. That's all it is. It's a program, because when you look, they all do the same thing. Really Graceful, True Stream Media, Richie from Boston, Corbett Report. they're like robots. It's a program. That is their program, is just to speak to their middle working class audience and stroke their audience's ego and tell them what wonderful, innocent people they are and how they're all victims of this great conspiracy. And that's all it is all over. That's all. That's all the message is. There is no alternative media. Now, if you look at mainstream media, they do the same thing. They stroke the ego of the middle class and the working class. That's all they've done. I've watched a lot of TV. I've watched a lot more TV than a millennial has. I know more about what mainstream media is than younger generations, right? And then on top of that, every career politician does the exact same thing. Panders to the working and middle class. So here it is, you telling me that I'm wrong. You're saying, Angry Hobo, you're wrong when you're saying that the message is that the working and middle class are just innocent victims of the great conspiracy. I'll be right back. I have to take this. Am I still going? No? Oh, yeah, I am. Okay. Anyways, I got rudely interrupted. So, anyway, I got a person that's just sitting right over here. Fucking whatever. Who cares? So, anyways, I'm wrong. I'm just trying to entertain the idea that I'm wrong in this. That all I hear for all these years, from 2015 up until 2025, all these videos I'm watching on all these great conspiracies and COVID-19 and all these conspiracies, the fluoride in the water, the chemtrails in the air, the GMOs in the food, the baby's body parts flying all over it. All this is to attack. It's the innocent, poor, innocent people of the working and middle class that are all victims of it. And I'm trying to entertain the idea that I'm somehow wrong. So, but again, I broke down who is Richie from Boston's audience, who is True Stream Media's audience, who is Really Graceful's audience, who is Corbett Report's audience, who is Crowhouse's audience. Are they addressing like the poor and homeless people? No. Never. At best 0.01% of the time. So they're excluding all these people. So then they must not be victims of the great conspiracy, right? Oh, no, I didn't say that. Well, see, that's the thing. Not saying something is lying by omission. And I could understand if maybe you didn't say something in the last week, but 2015 until 2025, and maybe at best 0.01% it has been mentioned. That's a long time to just have a Biden moment. So again, I've been asking this question in the last 3 videos. What are you trying to tell me? Because all I hear is all you're saying is that in a general way, the working class and the middle class are all just victims of the great conspiracy of 9/11 and 2019 and chemtrails and so I can even hear some people, because I'm psychic, I can hear them flip-flop. Where at first they said no, they didn't say that, and now they're saying yeah, that is the truth. So it is. So it's the working and middle class are innocent victims, and then the ruling elite are the evil bad people, and then all the homeless poor people, they're just like whatever. They're just, it doesn't even matter what they are because that's how irrelevant they are. Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, I never said that, Angry Hobo. What are you saying then? Have you ever once acknowledged the possibility that all this conspiracy that all of you people fucking drink like Jim Jones Kool-Aid all day could actually be being imposed and employed on the homeless, and even worse than the working and middle class? Has this even ever crossed your mind? Does it even matter whether or not it's crossed your mind? Like, oh no, Angry Hobo, of course, I'm always wrong. I'm just wrong. That's because this is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Do your own research. Are the homeless breathing in the chemtrails? Is it because they deserve it, because they brought it upon themselves, but you, being a better person, a more superior person, you're an innocent victim of it, meanwhile they deserve it, right? So who are the innocent victims of the great conspiracy and who aren't? Are there middle class people that are not innocent and maybe they deserve the conspiracy? Maybe, right? But not as much as the homeless people. They deserve it more than the middle class, right? Oh, or is it, what about the working class? Are there working class people that deserve the conspiracy that's upon them? Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, definitely. What, the answer varies depending on the individual. Nonetheless, the homeless deserve it more than the working class, right? Again, what exactly is it that I'm being told? Or does it even matter? That's the thing. If it doesn't matter, well, then why is everybody going on and on about it 24/7 if it doesn't matter? Well, and that's just the thing. It doesn't matter because, first of all, it's all a lie. I've already observed this, and I will continue to observe this lie, that the working and middle class are the innocent victims of the great conspiracy, and the poor homeless people are ruining the city of San Francisco and other cities, and the evil ruling elite are the ones that are poisoning everyone with the chemtrails. It's all the same. It's always been that's always been the story since 2015. It's all the same. Bum fights and everything else. Ha ha ha, bum fights and stuff, right? What happened to bum fights? Oh, they got censored. Huh? Oh, darn it. The damn government again is just oppressing the rights of the working and middle class again, right? It's just bullshit, dude. It's like no different than Black Lives Matter. This whole thing about the conspiracy stuff about, oh, the working and middle class are the innocent victims of the conspiracy. Well, how's that any different than Black Lives Matter claiming that, oh, the Black Lives Matter, black people are... But see, Black Lives Matter does the same thing. Do they ever talk? Does Black Lives Matter ever try to defend the homeless blacks? Never. So it's the same thing. And then if you try to confront them and be like, well, hey, what is it exactly you're saying? Because I see you as Black Lives Matter, you never defend black homeless people. Like, so are you saying that they're not oppressed, that they deserve their misery? Well, I didn't say that. Well, see, that's the thing. You don't say anything about it. See, that's called lying by omission. So Black Lives Matter is the same as the truther movement. Truth Stream Media is just another Black Lives Matter, only for a different race and a different class. So is Stick, Sex, and Hammer, Mark Dice. It's all the same Black Lives Matter, gay faggot bullshit is what it is. It all comes down to the conspicuously absent subject of class, or caste, as they call it in India. It's called caste, but here it's called class. But it doesn't matter because it's the Jays, right? It's the Jays. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter because it's the Jays, right? Oh, your close family member was driven into homeless poverty and froze to death in Washington. It doesn't matter because it's the Jays anyways. The Jays did that. They did everything. So it doesn't matter that your family member was gang stalked into abject homeless poverty and then froze to death in the fucking streets of Washington State. It doesn't matter because the Jays did that anyways. Don't you know it's the Jays? Duh. You're stupid. This is the way this whole thing works. And it never ends. It's constant, nonstop. And it's all your favorite channels doing it. Richie from Boston, Crow House, True Stream Media, whether they're aware of it or not. Why does it matter? Why does it matter if they're aware of it or not? Again, you can't convince a person of a thing when their paycheck is dependent upon them being ignorant of it. Does ignorance excuse it? If True Stream Media, for example, is just ignorant of it because they need their paycheck because they got a family to feed, well then, shouldn't they be excused of their ignorance, even though their ignorance is just participating in fucking, the suffering of innocent people, which isn't that what this is all about? We need to stand up against, the injustices against the innocent and stuff. Or is it about that? Or is it just about making money off a YouTube channel? Or what is it? See, these are all questions that will never go answered. None of these people are ever going to answer it. So what is the story? What's the official story going on BitChute and Odyssey and Rumble involving the great conspiracy of 2019 and 2025 and 2020 and 9/11 and chemtrails and what's the official story here? That the working and middle class are all innocent victims of the great conspiracy, right? Oh, I'm wrong. Okay. Well, then who is it? Who are the innocent victims? Is it just mostly the working and middle class? Is that where I'm wrong? It's not all the working middle class, but it's most of them. See, it's just a joke, dude. It's just a laughable, stupid, pathetic joke, Just like the comedian in the fucking the Watchmen said, this is all a joke. Do you think the comedian archetype, take the archetype of the comedian from the Watchmen, would the comedian take any of this shit seriously? Fuck no. Not only would he not take any of it seriously, he would be mocking the entirety of all of it. Every fucking, the 2019 conspiracy, the AIDS conspiracy, the fentanyl conspiracy, the chemtrail. You want to talk about black pill? Look at the archetype of comedian. He would laugh at it all because all these people, they just drink whatever the Kool-Aid is. They don't care if it's true or not. So what? So they happen to drink the Kool-Aid that had the more truth and more lies? That's not because of virtue, because they're seeking truth. That's because they're just following whatever happens to be the safe zone. The safety dance. Where is it safe? Where can I fit in with everybody else? This is the joke that the comedian saw. And he was right in seeing it. That's what it is. But nobody wants to point that out. That's what makes it funny. That's why the comedian is the comedian. That's why he never gave a shit. It's like, who fucking cares? I don't even know what you're saying because you don't know what you're saying. That's the problem. The reason I don't know what you're saying has a lot less to do with my intelligence level and a lot more to do with that you don't know what you're saying. And that you don't know that you don't know what you're saying. So how would you expect me to take any of it serious at all? Any of it. I breathe. There's chemtrails. So what? So what? I live, there's homeless people being driven by the government into abject fucking poverty and freezing to death in states like fucking Washington and Montana and stuff. So what? You don't care. Why should I care about any of it if you don't? And that's the thing. You don't. You don't care about how many hundreds, just hundreds, last winter of homeless people, innocent homeless people, froze to death in a state like Washington. You don't care. You do care? Where's the evidence that anybody cares? I have not seen any evidence that anybody cares about any of this. But then I'm supposed to care about whatever evidence is being presented to me about like 9/11 or whatever it is, like who cares? Chemtrails, who fucking cares? This is the joke of the whole thing. So whatever, I mean, continue to insist that everybody should care, but when you yourself don't, it's like I don't see any evidence of any real concern. So outside of, just selfishness, me, my, I care about me, so I care about me and mine, and you should care about me too. Like, why? So what that you care about yourself? What the fuck does that matter to me? So because you care about yourself, I should care about you? No. I don't see any evidence that you care about anybody but yourself, so why should I care about you if you have no fucking care at all for me or anybody? Like, you don't care that fucking how many hundreds of thousands of homeless people froze to death in the last 2 or 3 years. You don't care. But you care about babies' body parts flying all over in Israel, and you care about, the displaced people of fucking Helene or wherever. You care about all this stuff. I call bullshit. Talk is cheap. I don't even see anything. I don't see anything. It's just fake and gay.